What up, what up, you guys? It's Blackwing 2040. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the first day of the Disney movie marathon, and also, Happy New Year to you all. So, how this marathon is going to work. Basically, this marathon is going to consist of me reviewing all Walt Disney animation and Pixar films. And I'll leave, conditions of this marathon in the description below, because I know probably some people will be thinking, oh, so you're going to be reviewing every single Disney movie. No. That's not what I'm doing. These films have to be released in theaters, and they have to be animated. If they had sequels that released in theaters, those films count. If they didn't release in theaters, if they were directed to video and DVD, those don't count. All right. So that's just some of the rules of the marathon. I'll leave some of the rules, the rest of them, in the description below. But anyway, to get things started, let's start off with the Disney film that started it all, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This film was released in December 21st of 1937. Of course, this was the film that got, Disney, train moving. And looking back at it now, and I haven't watched this film in a long time, it's a solid movie. It's a really nice, solid movie. The animation is something that really stands out in this film, because some things I've noticed with the animation styles of how Snow White and the Evil Queen have, are drawn. Their facial features look more, I can't say motion capture, because motion capture technology was not even invented yet in 1937, but the way that they were drawn, it makes them seem so real. Same with the other human characters, like the huntsman and the prince to an extent, but he kind of doesn't really count. But the animation of how in this film is just beautifully well done, from the backgrounds of of the sky, the color, the different auras of how light or how bright a scene is, or how dark a scene is. It really explodes onto the picture screen of this film. And some scenes that I could say that really make the animation pop is definitely the forest scene where Snow White is running through the forest, and trust me, that scene scared the crap out of me as a kid. But looking at it now, it's just wow, because the way how Snow White's imagination is kind of tricking her, the trees blowing in the wind makes it seem like they're actually, claws coming at her. But in action, and the eyes that are within the trees are not really like monster eyes. They're just, eyes of simple, ordinary animals. Just, deers, raccoons, chipmunks, birds, just cute little creatures that are just hiding in the woods. Now, onto the, the main plot of the film. Of course, we all know the story. But one thing that did catch me off guard, though, when I'm beginning to watch this movie again, is the opening prologue that opens with text. How the Evil Queen, yes, she's jealous of Snow White. The funny thing is, in the opening of the film, you see Snow White dressed in rags. The reason why she's in rags in the beginning of the film, as the text says, she puts her in rags so that way that can hide her beauty. And she even goes up to ask the magic mirror to see who was still the fairest of them all, and the mirror still says it's Snow White. Whether she's dressed in rags or not, she's still prettier than you. So I can understand the queen's motives are just straight up very petty and just low, because she's just upset to see that her stepdaughter is more prettier than her. And that's a plot hole that kind of really, drives me away a little bit. I'm just like, if the Evil Queen is Snow White's stepmother, I guess I know you guys can probably answer this out or give me some theory in the comment section below. Who was, her first mother? How did this come about and everything? That's the only plot hole that's bugging me a little bit. Now, as far as, the characters, the standout characters I could say in this film, the Seven Dwarfs are the heart of this movie. They're the heart, they're the charm, they're the happy joy points of this film. And I can definitely say the three of them that stand out the most are Grumpy, Dopey, and Doc. Because one feature I didn't remember about Doc is that Doc, he always stutters every time he speaks. And I never recognized that anytime from when I was watching the movie. back in the years before. But Grumpy, stands out the most because of his personality, and of course he's also one of the seven dwarfs that develops. While each and every one of them have a nice positive personality, but Grumpy, of course, he's very the negative, especially with that line he says don't how he when the dwarves meet Snow White for the first time and say that women are full of wicked wiles. I'm just like, whoa. And Bashful's asking him like, what are wicked wiles? And Grumpy replies, I don't know, but I'm gonna get him. It's weird how the dialogue occurs in a film like this that's a product of its time, but it's still a classic in a whole. Now, Dopey, another reason why I say he stands out, because he doesn't seem as he seems more like the childish one of the group, because just by his personality alone, he's lovable. He's just all around joyful, and because I guess that also goes with his name, Dopey. Now, the next factor I want to bring up is the music. The music is very well done, and in fact, this film was actually nominated for Best Musical Score at the Academy, but the film didn't win an Oscar. It got an honorary Oscar. So Disney was awarded an honorary Oscar, and he was also given 7 small statuettes of the Oscars, kind of like to play on the Seven Dwarfs and everything, which is nice, which is still nice. Now, the music in this film it's great. It's really great. You have nice numbers like Hi Ho, Someday My Prince Will Come. Just those 2 songs alone are like the stellar 2 hit songs in this entire film. Yes, granted, there are a few other songs in this film, but those 2 songs that I just mentioned are pretty much the ones that get things up there in this film, and I love that. Now, one thing I notice in this film, this is kind of like a symbolism thing, if you guys would say. In the scene where the evil queen turns herself into an old hag, when she's walking to the house of the Seven Dwarfs, of course you see the vultures who are keeping an eye on her. Here's the crazy thing about this, because you guys know vultures, they eat on dead flesh. So I notice how with the vultures keeping an eye on the queen as the old hag, they realize, I'm like, oh, we got to keep an eye on this one, because we know her time is coming. Her time of passing is coming to her. She just doesn't know it yet, but it's coming. So from that moment to when, towards the climax of the film, where the queen just, falls off a cliff and gets a rock crushed on top of her, and the vultures are right there watching, that is something that I've never noticed before until this point on, and that is good. I would say that's a good storytelling element right there. But now, if you were to tell me my overall ranking of the film, I have no problem with this film. It's classic. It's a Disney classic, and I don't know. I guess I gotta give this film a 5 out of 5. It's a solid movie. There's nothing wrong with the movie at all. It has beautiful music, beautiful animation, beautiful storytelling, and of course, there's always a happy ending at the end. You guys know the story. I don't really need to spoil the ending for you. If you haven't seen this ending, you probably have been living under a rock. But other than that, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 5 out of 5 film. I loved it. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a solid, decent Disney film. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. In the comment section below, what did you like about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? What did you like it? Did you dislike anything, particular story elements that you want to bring out that I haven't mentioned? Let me know in the comment section below, and be nice to discuss it amongst yourselves in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to be notified, because this Disney marathon is just getting started, and I can't wait to discuss all these Disney films with you guys. It's gonna be a blast, and of course, with Disney, it's gonna be magical. So, as always, guys, I am Vengeance, I am Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden.